Alright lads, it's getting into the serious part of the championship now. Today we'll be picking our championship rival, and we're going to go with Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton is now your rival.
Let's do this! So here we are guys at this beautiful circuit in Singapore for the 13th round of the F1 2013 Career Mode Championship here in Singapore, if I haven't mentioned that already. I just love this track, it really seems to suit my driving style, so I can't wait to get things underway here in practice 3. So here we are on our third lap, coming up to our fourth lap. I haven't got a representative lap time in as of yet. I'm 6 seconds slower than my teammate Nico Hulkenberg, but now I put in a semi-decent lap and managed to go about 3 or 4 seconds faster than my previous best, but I'm still a long way off my teammate there. But don't worry guys, I'm still trying to find my feet, find a decent setup, trying to test whether aero works around here, but I haven't really come to a conclusion on that yet, as we're just coming back to the pits now and we've actually crashed out. How did that even happen? We've crashed out on one of the invisible walls. Okay, so let's get a replay of that. We won't be able to use any flashbacks as I use Legend AI difficulty. So coming up to this corner here, let's see how it actually happens. It looks like we just get dug into the wall there through an invisible wall. It's, you know, it's all a bit odd, really. Have another look. Yeah, normally you just lose like an end plate or something there, but it seems to have just ripped the whole wheel off. So we'll see in slow motion, we'll see how it actually happened. And coming up, and yeah, just digs into some point there and it rips off our wheel. So that's taken us out of practice. We're going to retire from practice. As that actually happened, I'm not going to restart with anything like that. And with that crappy lap, we still managed to get 7th place in practice, so that's a bit of a joke. But, you know, pace is okay. It could be a lot better, to be honest, but our teammate is very, very quick around here, so we'll need to really get a wriggle on here in qualifying 1, and hopefully we can put in a decent lap time to get us into Q2. I'm not too sure on the setup. I really wanted to use that extra practice time to find the right setup, as some tracks like Monaco, Singapore, Spain, etc., I think they require higher aero, but I'm not too sure if it's quicker or not, as I really wanted to test that. But I think that's going to have to wait until much later. But here in Q1, I managed to get into the top 10, which is well above where I needed to be, as the cutoff point is 16th place, I believe. So we easily clear that by about a second. So heading into Q2, we do have some solid pace. And yeah, skipping to the end of Q2, I'm going to use the super soft tyres. I'm not going to take any chances as I clip that wall there, chip off my end plate, and that's going to hinder my lap time a little bit. But I'm not going to take any chances here. I'm just going to jump straight onto the option tyres in Q2. I did one run on the used set of primes from the first session, but jumping straight onto the super softs, we managed to go into 6th place. So not too bad. That should just about get us into Q3, and since I cut that corner, I'm going to abandon that lap, and that'll get us into Q3. But I'm pretty much pretty worried about the tyre strategy in the race. I'm not too sure if all my sets of tyres will actually last the race distance. The tyre wear could be absolutely horrible around here, or it could be okay with the medium tyres. So I'm not going to take any chances. Looking at the race strategy there, it's telling me to do a 3-stopper, but when it offers you 2 option stints, you could pretty much swap that out for 2 prime stints and get away with 1 less stop. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to run my option set at the start of the race because I have to, and I'm going to delete that 3rd stop and see if I can stretch out all my stints and try and drop a pit stop in the process. So hopefully it works. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to revert to a 3-stopper on the fly, so that's okay. So now we're just working the strategy, hoping that all works out. But yeah, on F1 2012, I think that the tyre wear is actually pretty bad around here. On a 50% race, you had to come in for a 2-stopper, when most races on F1 2012 were 1-stoppers. So tyre wear may be a factor around here, but if you look after your rear tyres, use aggressive fuel strategy that is running lean when you can. That reduces the the rear tyre wear, and I'm going to use that to my advantage, hopefully. So hopefully this works out, and looking ahead to the race, hopefully we can get off to a good start. Alright, so here we are on the grid of the Singapore Grand Prix. We're starting on some fresh tyres. Hopefully they can give us some kind of strategy advantage as we venture off onto the start of this race now. Putting it off into lean just to minimise the wheel spin. We really want to look after these rear tyres from the offset. So here we go, coming up to turn 1. It looks like a lot of cars are side by side through here. I'm going to pick my way through just as slowly as possible. It's a long race. You don't want to get tangled up in any first lap incident. So losing the back end slightly there, but we managed to catch it while gaining a position at the same time. We've got one of the Red Bulls on our inside. Vettel is going really slowly. I had to avoid him there pretty much. And now he's dropped back into 6th place. So now next on our list is Kimi Räikkönen, and we're going to have to get past him as soon as possible while we can. The AI seem to be fairly slow on the opening lap, so we'll take advantage of that if we can. Hamilton gets a poor run out of the first sector, and now we've got up the inside of him into the hairpin. Now we've got his teammate Nico Rosberg right in front of us, and we'll be hoping to dispatch him if we can. But going from 10th to 2nd on half a lap, that is just crazy. I knew the aggressive fuel strategy would work out for me because I had a much lighter car compared to these guys. But yeah, we're making it work right now, and if we can just maintain track position, then it should work out for us later on in the day. So one thing we will need to watch out for is the fuel. But since we're running with lean revs for most of this race, just to look after the rear tyres, we should be okay. But Rosberg seems to be a lot slower than us, possibly because he's running much more fuel than I am, and I just force him to the inside. He can't really defend that position too well, and he just gives it up there. Probably too easy there. I think he braked way too early for that corner, and he just allowed me to get away. So here on that 4, I've broken away by 1.6 seconds, but I've made a mistake. I've gone in too deep to that right-hand hairpin, and I had to go up the escape road just to avoid the risk of losing my front wing. So I'm going to carry on. I've lost a bunch of positions and a lot of time in that process, but thankfully I've looked after my tyres and the car in the process. So here on lap 6, we've caught up a little bit of ground to the back of Rosberg now, and it looks like his tyres are actually going off quite a bit. He seems to be sliding around just a little bit if you just watch his car behaviour just very closely. Look at him sliding around, using up the whole road. His rear end is sliding around like a donkey, and we're going to get him up the inside on the run through the final corner, and we just get the move done there fairly nicely when we get DRS2 as a nice little bonus. So here we are on lap 12. It's the very end of this stint now. It's time to come in for a new set of tyres. I think this is the recommended lap to come in, so we're going to exercise that. The tyres feel pretty bad. I probably could have gone 1 lap longer, but they might have just gone off the cliff, so I wanted to avoid that and just come in when I was supposed to. So now we're coming in for our pit stop. We're -1 on fuel. I think we started off at -2 or 3, so we've saved a little bit of fuel in this stint, which is good to see. A pit stop, we had a front wing change, so that's why we have a 5.6 second pit stop there. We didn't lose any track position in the pit lane, but we did lose a little bit of time to Kimi Räikkönen, who also stopped at the very same time. So coming out of the pit exit here, you want to watch that blend line on the right there. It's really easy to cross that, so we'll need to watch out for that as we make our pit stops over the course of the day. So 7th place we're in right now. The cars immediately in front of us, including Hülkenberg and company, haven't stopped yet, so we'll be ranging up onto the back of them really quickly, especially if they're on option tyres. If they're on prime tyres, they may stay out for a little bit longer. I think you can probably do about 20 laps on the prime tyres around here. I'm not too sure, but we're coming up to this hairpin, and we've locked up on a bit of debris or something. I don't know what that was. It just happened all of a sudden there, and we had to go up the escape road, and that's not what you want on a brand new set of tyres, getting marbles and overheating them by doing the flick spin there, which is very frustrating, as well as losing the time and positions that we did. It's going to take us quite a long time to make up those positions as Alonso was a long way up the road. But now on lap 17, we've caught up to the back of him as he's now getting held up by Nico Rosberg. We're going to possibly go up the inside here. Alonso leaves us too much room and he slams into that wall there. Didn't lose an end plate from what I saw, which was very lucky from his end. Yeah, he's still got his whole wing intact. That's crazy. I definitely would have lost part of my wing if I would have hit the wall that hard. But anyway, we've got the position off of Alonso, and now we can set off for Nico Rosberg, who really seems to be struggling for tyre wear in this race. And look at that again, we've made the same mistake just a couple of laps later, and that's really frustrating because I think we might have lost... No, we didn't lose any... we lost track position to Alonso. But more importantly, we lost a lot of time in the process. So now on lap 20, we're coming up to the back of Max Chilton, who unsurprisingly is getting lapped. He's driving like a bit of a cucumber here. So am I as I lose part of my wing there. It's actually gone orange now. Chilton holding us up as always. He's become the new Narain Karthikeyan in that aspect. So now I'm coming in for a new set of tyres. My car was just feeling really terrible at this stage. I really didn't look after the tyres from the outset. It started off with that terrible lockup, having to flick spin the car, overheating the tyres, chipping off my wing a couple times. And I thought, it's probably best that we change the tyres, put on a new wing, and we'll be a lot faster in the long run. Because my plan was to stay out for another 10 laps, 10-15 laps, because I was going to exercise the 2-stopper. But now I'm going to have to switch to the 3-stopper, and I should be a lot faster than doing the 2-stopper on a dead wing. So hopefully this works out for us. If there's any safety cars later on the day, this will help us out. So we'll be praying for some safety cars. There's still 22 runners in this race, surprisingly. So now we're on lap 24, catching up to the back of Paul di Resta. He seems to be going a bit slowly because he's got dead tyres on his car. So now we're going to catch up to the back of the midfield runners who are on old tyres, and we're just going to storm through the field. And this next phase of this race will be pretty fun, but we'll need to be pretty wary of these guys. Make sure that we don't take off too much of the tyre performance trying to battle these guys. And we get the move done on Jenson Button, getting onto the marbles a little bit, so we'll need to watch out for that. But on lap 25, a few more cars are pitting. That's Adrian Sittil in the Force India. Next up is Grosjean, who I don't think has stopped yet, or he may have just stopped, I'm not too sure. Either way, we're going to get around the outside of him here. AI just really can't defend where they're hugging the inside of corners around this track, and it just allows me to sail past, so we'll make full use of that. Moving on to lap 27, we're lapping or getting past another Mercedes car. That's Rosberg again, who's struggling for tyre wear today. We're going to soar past him and into 5th place. Next up is Fernando Alonso, who we were battling just 10 laps ago before we made all those mistakes. Coming in through under the tunnel, and there's a massive traffic jam up here. There's like 50 cars through here. Maldonado has caused a collision, possibly Sebastian Vettel's lost his wing. Oh my god, there's cars everywhere. So that's promoted me from 7th to 2nd. We get tangled up in that curb there. Bit of an auto spin curb there, which is a bit of a glitch. But that's what a crazy lap there. We've gone from 7th to 2nd with Maldonado gaining the lead of this race. So that's really opened up this race to myself. Alonso, what am I saying? Alonso's nowhere near us, but Maldonado, I think he has to come in sometime soon. He last came in around 15, 17, 18, I think. Something like that, but we're going to get up the inside of him. Here are we. Not enough room for us there. Should have forced him to the inside. It would have been an easy pass. But either way, we're going to have DRS up here, and hopefully we can exercise that to get past him here on the straight. But I am running with 11-11 wings. If you guys didn't see at the start of the race, Maldonado gets pushed wide, but I'm going to let him back through. That was a bit of a cheeky move there, so I'm going to tuck in with the slipstream. But Sittil is right there. He's probably going to get both of us here. But Alonso, he's got past Sittil, and now he's going to try and get past both of us as well. I got the inside of Maldonado, and Alonso jumps Maldonado as well. So that's pretty crazy. A lot of changing of positions there in a short space of time. And now Alonso is catching up to the back of me with DRS. My aero was just really killing me on straights here. And Alonso is going to go around the outside here. I'm going to let him back through because I tapped him. And wow! Wow, that gave me a penalty for that. I let him back through, and apparently Codemasters was having none of that, even though I let him back through. So that's completely ruined our race here. We've lost the lead of the race. I'm weaving the wheel in frustration. I've got to come in for a drive-through penalty. which I'll serve now. I may as well get it out of the way in case there's a safety car or something, because if you get a safety car you can't serve a drive-through while the caution is out. So yeah, what do we do from here, guys? We've lost 4 positions so far, probably more. We're probably going to be outside the top 10 here. There's a massive gaggle of cars on the main straight here, down in the 9th place. So yeah, I'm not too sure how we're going to fare for the rest of this race. I'm going to try and pass those massive gaggle of cars that are on the front straight there, and maybe we'll be a shot at a top 5, but we're really going to have to get our head down and concentrate on getting some nice clean laps in for the rest of this race. So here we are on lap 40, coming under the tunnel. We've got Maldonado right behind us, and our tyres are absolutely gone right now. We've tagged Maldonado, he's spun out. That's completely our fault there. I'll expect a drive-through penalty anytime soon, but Maldonado is sort of blocking the track here. I can't get through. Oh, Maldonado, what are you doing? I'm trying to get through. Now my teammate is pushing me. I can't reverse. I'm absolutely stuck here, so I might actually get disqualified here if I can't get moving anytime soon. Maldonado's just given up. He doesn't care anymore. He wants me to get disqualified because his race is over, and he disappears there. So that allows me to get through, but Felipe Massa had nowhere to go but collects the back of my car. What a mess this race has become. It started out so well with us having the potential lead just for a couple seconds, and then Alonso had to spoil the party, or Codemasters had to spoil the party there. So I'm sorry about that, guys, but here we are on lap 41. We're going to have to come in for a pit stop soon, and the safety car has come out. So I'm guessing that's for the incident with Pastor Maldonado, Felipe Massa, and our teammate Hulkenberg there. So now this has kind of saved us. We're going to come into the pits now, put on a set of option tyres. I thought about doing the prime tyres, but I think I've actually used up all my prime sets. I think there's only 3 available for the weekend. I used one in practice, and so I used just about all of them. So I didn't want to risk it putting on a used set of prime tyres, as that wouldn't take me to the end of the race either. So using 2 fresh sets of option tyres to the finish of the race should be the best way to go. I think the AI will need to stop again, so either way it's going to be fairly even here. So catching up to the back of the pack, and we actually couldn't make it before the safety car went out. So now we're racing again, and it looks like we're lapping a few cars. There's a Caterham, there's another Caterham, and a Marussia there. And I think Vern might have actually lost his wing because he's going pretty slow. Or someone in front of him, maybe it's Grosjean up ahead. I don't know. These guys are really going slow, and I really caught them up on this lap because I was like 3 or 4 seconds back, and I gained that in just a number of corners. So here we are, getting around Grosjean, who, yeah, he's lost his wing. We're going to have to get past him as soon as possible, but he's holding us up just a little bit, going fast enough just to stay in front, but now he's going really slow. Now that I'm trying to get around him, I'm getting impatient here. I'm going to cut the corner there, and for sure that was an illegal overtake. I'm going to give that back. I don't even know what I was thinking. I was just losing my cool here. I've just had so many things go against me in this race that is starting to take its toll, I guess. But now we're going to have to re-lap these back marker teams and get past Vern and Felipe Massa. Is that, or is that Fernando Alonso? Either way, we're going to have to get back past both of those guys if we want to get back in the points. There's only 16 or 17 laps left in this race, so hopefully we can make some inroads on that. But I don't think many of the AI cars actually stopped during that safety car period, so hopefully that'll benefit me as we approach the back end of this race, going around the outside of Felipe Massa into the first sector split. And we're going purple on this lap, which is good to see. Being on the freshest tyres of the field, it really is helping at this stage. Getting around Paul di Resta, who's going really slowly. Must have some kind of problem, or maybe you just couldn't defend on the inside of the corner. I don't know. But anyway, we've got Mark Webber up ahead with another Red Bull just in front of him. That's Sebastian Vettel, as a lot more cars have pitted since the last transition. And with only 10 laps to go, things are starting to look a little bit better. We've still got to make another pit stop, but I think some of the other teams might have to make some pit stops as well. But we get around the outside of Vettel. We're now into 3rd place, the podium positions. I can't believe I'm saying that after the start of the race that we had with all those crazy incidents and penalties. And now we're coming up to the back of Adrian Sutil for 2nd place. Now we give him a little bit of a bump there, as I think his tyres are somewhat destroyed. Mine are pretty gone too, and I'll be coming into the pits very soon. Probably not this lap, maybe the next lap. we'll have to wait and see on that one. But Satilla's going really slowly. We just pretty much had to avoid him there, cut the corner, but I eased off it. I didn't want to gain any kind of advantage by cutting the corner and giving Satilla a little bit of a tap. But we'll continue on. We're going to have DRS on this straight here, so we might soar past him as Satilla's going defensive. He's probably going to give up the position. Once again, the AI just can't defend on the inside of turn 1, and it's a little bit disappointing because they don't put up a proper fight, and it's just too easy for me to get past. So now on lap 53 we're coming in for our final pit stop of the day. We're going to put on a set of option tyres, and the last 8 laps is pretty much going to be a sprint. So any positions we do lose in this pit stop phase, we're going to be able to really cruise onto the back of any cars in front of us and hopefully smash past them with some much fresher tyres. So it's going to be interesting this back end of the race. Of course, there's a massive gap in front and behind us, so we're going to enjoy a lot of clean air. So we'll just see how this plays out for the last 8 laps. Hamilton is in front of us, Perez behind us, coming through here. Make sure you don't clip that inside, and we've done just that, getting a penalty. And yeah, we really didn't mean to do that. I was trying to take it carefully through there, and I've given myself a penalty, which is really disappointing. It's just destroyed my race once again. It's been destroyed many times, but that one there was definitely my fault. I've not driven the best today, and I probably don't deserve to get the amount of points that I do get today. So in 5th place we are now, going for our drive-through penalty. Now, let's not be an idiot here, and let's just take it extra careful. Let's not give ourselves another penalty coming out of the pit lane here. So yeah, 7th place. A lot of positions to make up. Again, we've lost a lot of time, and it's probably going to take us the whole race to catch up to that pack again, as Grosjean gets past us there for 8th place, or 7th place, sorry. So I love that trip into the pit lane too. It just gives you so much marbles on your tyres, which I really appreciate. But coming through here on the start of lap 56, we're going to have DRS on Grosjean. He goes defensive, and once again I'm going to take the position due to Grosjean or one of the AI cars braking 50 meters early. So that's another easy spot gained. And moving ahead to lap 58, we're going purple. We've got Daniel Ricciardo right in front of us. We're going to switch to the inside and get that place. Next up is Paul di Resta. These positions are going to be pretty easy to snap up since we've got much fresher tyres, being on the softer set of tyres, and having much fresher tyres as well. It just makes it too easy for us to get past. We're going to fake left, go right, up the inside of di Resta, and we should have the traction to sail past him. But he's coming back at us fairly well, but he sort of backed out of it there, and that allowed us to get position 4 back. So we've clawed back the sort of ground that we had before that drive-through penalty, and now it's lap 61, the last lap. Fernando Alonso has taken out this race win from Lewis Hamilton, I think. Sebastian Vettel was up there too in the podium positions as well. We're going to come across the line in 5th now. I thought we were in 4th just a couple of seconds ago, but we're going to find out as we cross the line in just a couple of corners time. It's probably just some kind of timing glitch. It has been an over 2 hour long race, so you could excuse the timing people for mucking up the standings. But coming across the line, we finish in 5th place. And so, okay, we've come across the line in 4th place, so it in fact was a glitch, and we've come away with 12 points, which is good to see. It's good to see that we got to the end of this race. It really is a tough one for getting to the end, and we got there just about in one piece. Fernando Alonso takes out this win from Sergio Perez and Adrian Sutil. So Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel must have made some kind of pit stop or retired. I don't know what the hell happened to them, but they were well up there just before I got my penalty. And looking at the standings, quite a few DNFs. Sebastian Vettel, he DNF'd. Pastor Maldonado DNF'd after leading the race. Williams really could have used those points. But in the standings, that's allowed me to catch up to the championship lead just a little bit. We're 88 points behind. Our teammate Nico Hulkenberg is 7th on 68 points. In the Constructors, Sauber, we're creeping up ever so slightly into 5th place. Not too far behind Lotus, so looking ahead to the rest of the season, I think we could jump Lotus. Ferrari is not a possibility, so 4th place in the standings for the Constructors would be nice. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed these last few races, these 100% races. They will take a little bit of a break I'll do a few more 25% races, but in the future, the 100% races will be returning, so you guys don't need to worry about that. So that's been the Singapore Grand Prix. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.